There are more than enough controversies around Jordan Peterson to fill up 3 videos, maybe more, but his all-beef diet is probably the most intense. Peterson says most illnesses can be cured with the correct diet, but he says he was introduced to the all-beef diet by his daughter, and she discovered it completely by accident. Despite what Peterson and his daughter claim, there is more than a little suspicion from seasoned dieters, nutritionists alike. Both Peterson and his daughter sing the praises of their new way of eating. Michaelia says it has cleared up her depression, anxiety, and other chronic health issues.
The all-meat diet that put my autoimmune disorder that caused crippling arthritis and gave me 2 joint replacements into remission. I followed TEDx's guidelines very carefully.
She says her memory's improved, her mood is generally better, and she has less joint pain. Jordan says the benefits were slower to come for him. His mood, he says, has also improved drastically, and things like depression and anxiety were receding. And both daughter and father have claimed serious and rapid weight loss. To be precise, Jordan says he lost 50 pounds in only 7 months. Now, we bet you're wondering what this diet entails. Well, it's really quite simple. It's beef, water, and salt. And if Jordan and Michaelia's experiences are anything to go by, deviating from the diet can lead to severe consequences. A bit of pepper on a steak can lead to a bout of anxiety that lasted 3 weeks for Michaelia. Buying ground beef brings down the cost for her, she says, and she uses fat from things like cooked ribs to flavor other meat. This is actually a form of a carnivorous diet. It hasn't been widely studied, and nor is it widely accepted. This way of eating could well lack vital nutrients typically found in vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. All these are critical for maintaining good, stable health. It's more than possible your body will start feeling severely dysregulated. And within 6 months, most of the processes that naturally deal with metabolism will be severely disrupted too. It could lead to an absence of short-chain fatty acids in cells. Byproducts of gastric processes will shut down, and hormonal levels will go completely out of whack. Over and above that, the excessive intake of red meat has been proven to increase the risk of things like cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and type 2 diabetes. So, whatever you do, consult a healthcare professional before embarking on such a huge dietary change, and be extra careful. If you have any pre-existing health conditions, this could put you further at risk. So, the red lights are flashing from certain quarters. Many are saying it can simply not be healthy for your body. So let's look a little deeper, and perhaps a little outside the mainstream to find out what the other side of the coin looks like. Variations of this type of carnivore diet includes a truly all-meat diet called the lion diet. This is only meat, water, and salt. The standard carnivore diet includes other animal-derived foods like dairy and eggs, and nose-to-tail carnivore dieting calls for more nutrient-dense meats derived from animal organs. They're all versions of a low-carb, high-fat ketogenic diet, but they're not the standard keto diet by a long shot.
The ketogenic diet, which is the type of diet I'm on, minus the plant food, has been shown to treat epilepsy since the 1920s. And was kind of put out of fashion by anti-epileptics.
The carnivore diet excludes anything that is not derived from animals. That includes fruits, vegetables, grains, added sugars, and vegetable and seed oils. Meat diets are essentially keto diets. They require an intake of animal fats more than anything else. It could actually be called a lipivore diet or an all-fatty meat diet. The all-meat diet and its derivations exploded into pop culture thanks to high-profile adherents like Joe Rogan, the podcaster.
That is, for you, that is where like everything sort of soured with you and the Democratic Party, was when during the debates where you...
And now Jordan Peterson, the psychologist, and his daughter Michaelia, also a popular wellness podcaster. Michaelia started using her all-meat diet to eliminate a whole bunch of physiological and psychological issues.
Trying to get my depression under control and my juvenile idiopathic arthritis that left me with a hip and ankle replacement at 17 under control because the medical system was not doing it for me.
These include bipolar type 2, hypersomnia, rheumatoid arthritis, Lyme disease, eczema, and psoriasis. By the age of 22, she'd been diagnosed with all these conditions, and she credits the all-meat diet with sending most, if not all, of her symptoms into remission. Once Jordan saw how his daughter benefited from this diet, he decided to give it a shot. On Joe Rogan's show, he said he'd lost 50 pounds. He added that his appetite had dropped by at least 70%. He said his blood sugar had normalized, and his depression and anxiety had disappeared. Above anything else, else, he told Joe Rogan his mental acuity had increased. Many are singing the praises of the all-meat diet, and influential doctors like Paul Saladino and Sean Baker have also started promoting the diet. The folks that swear by this diet and support this rather radical departure from mainstream diets point to human dietary evolution. They say that our ancestors ate fatty animals for almost 2 million years. In this context, we could eat fatty bone meats and scavenge kills from apex predators. It provided the exact fuel our brain needed for rapid development. The brain is, after all, fueled by fatty meat. This is what separates us from our ancestral primates. We developed the ability to utilize animal fat as our primary source of fuel, and our bodies consequently underwent massive transformations. Our digestive tract developed so we could digest large quantities of fatty meats. That would, in the end, fuel our rapidly developing brains. In addition, we developed the ability to store fat in our bodies to be metabolized later for energy. Our modern bodies also have a genetic predisposition for all fat meat diets. We still store fat as energy in our bodies, for example. As humans, we can also quickly enter a state of ketosis. This state is when our bodies mobilize the fat stored into energy molecules. If you look at nature, our closest primate relatives have more than 50% of their entire digestive tract devoted to the colon and cecum. This is the part of the digestive tract where plant matter is eventually fermented and turned into fatty acids. Our colon is much smaller, and we have a very small cecum too. The acidity in our stomach is vastly greater than in most other carnivores. These kinds of adaptations allow evolving humans to scavenge and eat meat over days and weeks, even while pathogens were accumulating on carcasses. Our prehistoric ancestors had no problem surviving on an all-meat diet.
2017, to keep my autoimmune disorder under control, in remission, I do not take any medication, and I have no arthritic symptoms, and to keep my psychiatric.
But there's no reason to go back in history to find relevant examples of traditional societies eating exclusively animal products. The Maasai of East Africa eat only meat and drink cow blood and milk, and the Canadian Arctic Inuit people thrive on whale, fish, seal, and walrus. It pays to note that both communities have remarkably good health. A few of the benefits followers of the all-meat diet commonly claim include mental clarity and better mood. There are, according to them, improvements in fertility, better heart health, clearer skin, better digestion, and a reduction in general inflammation.
For about 2 seconds, he looked at me and he went off, and then it was my brother again, and I thought, oh my God, I just stopped taking all my medication and now I'm insane.
So, the jury is still out. While some swear by the health benefits of eating only fatty meats, others decry the practice as intrinsically unhealthy, perhaps even deadly.
And instead reported health benefits and high satisfaction. The generalizability of these findings and the long-term effects of this dietary pattern require further study.
Whatever you take away from this video, be sure to consult a health professional.
Especially before I came to diet, I was looking at everything. And right now, my theory is that I've got extremely severe environmental allergies and I'm getting cross-reactivity.
Before you make any radical changes to your eating habits.
All beef, all lamb, salt, and water. Now, I've been talking about this diet to spread awareness and in hopes that the medical community can take something like this seriously.
Sure, the pros are there, but the cons can be deadly.